Kia ora koutou. I'll just let the song play for about 30 more seconds and get into the recording for the night. Thank you for joining. Kia ora koutou. Thank you for joining tonight, those of you who are here. Fresh start 2023. I'll introduce myself. My name is Enies White. I'm a registered valuer. I'm from Rotorua. I'm Te Arawa, Tainui Ngāti Porou. And so welcome to all of the new followers or people to my page, Indigenuity. We're in our 6th or 7th year now of business, and ultimately, if I was to summarize what the business is about, is I specialize in home ownership for Māori families, not investors and not non-Māori, and specifically home ownership and all the skills that and knowledge that goes with empowering more whānau to live in their own homes. And my specialization or my special area of interest for myself is actually to focus on Māori land and whenua Māori and sharing knowledge that empowers more of us to be able to do that. Cool? Okay. So we all know that about me. And this year and last year and this year, the focus was on train the trainer. Rather than me, one person, it was just been beautiful and amazing to thrive and have so much demand, but it hasn't been something that I can do on my own. So last year and this year is about training more trainers, more home ownership navigators. That's both individuals and also iwi employees. Iwi hapu marae. Amazing. So what am I now doing? Well, I'm stepping into the space of being a coach for all of those clients, those trainees who are going to then multiply and navigate and feed more of our whānau out there. I'm coaching them, and I will be keeping my coaching services as the part that I do in the business now. And that is going for other people as well, like yourselves, if you're ever interested in the coaching. So the difference is with the valuing, the advisory, and giving advice to families, no matter how important the advice is or how good it is, if there are other things going on in life, what I have found after hundreds of different clients and helping many whānau now through the process is that the other raruraru that's going on in life, the other luggage that we carry, the other mamae, the stress, all of the things that come with normal life, no matter how smart you are, those things tend to trip us up. They trip us all up. And what we don't suffer from as people, now that I've really been doing this for some time, is not financial literacy. Our people are good with money, good with managing a household, work hard, understand knowledge that is shared with us in brochures and pamphlets and at school. It's not about literacy. It's actually been more about needing the support to keep us going through very stressful scenarios while all the other things are going on in life, part of being an Indigenous person, okay? And those keep tripping us up. So my focus is more on helping awhi and coach people to find their own pathway so that once they engage with the knowledge part of, is this what I have to do with my money? Is this what I have to do with the home? Once you engage with that, it's easy from there. It's a lot easier for our whānau. But the coaching part, overcoming the things that continuously trip us up. That's where I'm going into, so the support part, and developing a whole system, fuller system of not just giving advice, but also the support and holding space for the whole person, the hawairua, the hatinana, all those things. It's not just about the money. We're not bad with money. We often have other things that hold us back going on. And that's what stands in between us, our home ownership, and our whenua Māori. So that's pretty cool, eh? I've been doing a lot of professional development with a fantastic rōpū who focus on coaching and getting your qualifications as a registered coach. That's Rise 2025. If you've ever seen that program, check it out. So that's me. That's where I'm at now, whānau. And what I am also doing, it's going to be a big kaupapa. For me to catch you up on everything, I'm going to need the whole week. But I'm also got a big scholarship and acceptance to the Atlantic Fellows, where I'm going to be doing my master's over in Melbourne University with the Atlantic Fellows. And my particular project that I'm working on, my thesis or whatever you call it, degree, is that home ownership is rongoa. There's rongoa, tinana, rongoa, wairua, all these things, but home ownership is also rongoa. It's not just the home ownership part. It's the connection, the deep connection back to our whenua. Yeah? And knowing that through owning a home or occupying our whenua, so becomes the healing pathway for our mokopuna. And so for me, putting that down into a more formal way, I'm really wanting, through my master's this year, to create the program, the books, the audio, the videos, all the resources that iwi, hapu marae, individual families, kura kaupapa will need to be able to have that, all of the systems and the indigenuity methodology of achieving home ownership, all of that packaged. Yeah. And with that package, it makes it easier for everybody to be able to access that knowledge, not just by coming to myself or Home Ownership Navigators. Kapai. So that's that one. Now, through that, there will still be a need for the train the trainer program, because the job of navigating and supporting people through is an actual full-time job. What I've been doing is full-time. It's not just something that we feel empowered and after work we will all of a sudden have all the answers for how to solve our home ownership and whenua problems. We still need an industry out there of people trained to safely and supportively navigate you and your families through the process of finding finance, getting through the banking systems, getting through the councils and the Māori Land Court, all of that stuff. So that's what I've been doing. And we've got, the development stage, and coaching these trainees is a fantastic experience, and it takes time. And I'm committed to that. And that's where I'm moving into, that role. But because of all this busyness that's come about, these awesome opportunities, it's a very flat out year. And I've made sure that this year I'm going to honor myself in that process and only do the work that I want to do for very few people, for only the people who want to support my interests. And I'm going to be bringing my interests and blending them together on this page, on my indigenuity page. Does that make sense? So up until now, the last few years, what I've mainly done is just kept it kind of business and try to make it on the kaupapa of Māori land, home ownership, money, that kind of thing. And then kept myself private over on my other social pages. But in order for me to be able to be efficient and be everywhere I can be, I'm going to have to just do everything on one page. And that's this one, and I hope you don't mind. But I think it'll give you a fuller sense of how I'm not just an expert in this field. It's not just my job, it's actually a way of life. The way I live is why it's easy for me to just buy homes even without money, and I get loans even without, and I'm not even that great with money. I don't save. But I've understood the methodology. I've developed methodology to be able to trump the system as a Māori person. So there's so many people out there who are better investors than me and make more money than me. But I have it where I can also nurture what matters to me, and that is that my mokapuna will grow up, will have whenua to inherit from me, and so will my sons, and that if I was to stop working tomorrow, all of my little empire is paid for. A very humble life, but myself, my husband, we could just stop working, and our very humble life would mean that the kids are fed. The houses, the properties are all going. So part of sharing more of myself on this page is to give you insight into some of the methods and the daily habits and behaviors that I actually have. And believe you me, those habits and behaviors really piss people off. I'm not an easy person to be around. Meaning I'm not angry or anything, but I have certain disciplines with money, and I have a relationship with money where money is my friend. But if money is my friend and I'm around people who don't have a good relationship with money and money's not their friend, that's when I'm a really hard person, because I'll be like, I don't feel sorry for you. Money's not your friend. Oh, well, it's my friend. I don't feel sorry for you. And so over the years, I have had many a fallout with friends, business partners, husbands, parents, family, right? Get the drift. Though I don't suffer in recessions and the GHFC, the global financial crisis, and the recession that's happening now is when my business and my financials tend to double and do really well. Because I'm a doomsday prepper. So for when times are going great and the economy is good, I'm that person who spends all that time saving and investing and strategizing for when it goes wrong. So every few years, when it all goes wrong, I'm always, well, touch wood, I'm generally ready because I spend all my time getting ready for it. Yeah. I have quite a few friends, people, friends in different churches, and my Mormon friends would be like, they've always got stuff stored away for 40 days and 40 nights. And I took that on, and I thought, well, that's what I'm going to be one day and do that. So I do that. Now, where I'm going with this is that part of me coming here and sharing with you on my page this year is to share insight, to share myself, what I do, the way I live, because I think that rather than just being like, I do fine during a recession, I would really love to share those skills with everybody. Or as many people who want to pay attention. Okay. So just let me know in the comments if you have, as we go, I'll keep talking, but if you have any ideas that get you through, if you're really good and have a great relationship with money, does the coming recession scare you at the moment? Are you feeling ready? Do you feel ill-prepared? What's going on for you? What's going on for you? What questions do you have around where this economic environment is going for us here in Aotearoa? Yeah, just take a minute, 30 seconds, Let me know in the comments. I think I do have a couple of comments already. Tēnā koe, Lydia. Kia ora, Belinda. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Belinda. Yeah, I'm going to be flying in and flying out of Melbourne. I do 7 1 week, 7 1 week and 1 2 week stay in Melbourne. Many people have gone before me, many of my other Atlantic fellows, so I'm just one of many. But yeah, let me know while I'm having a kōrero to you tonight. What's going on for you? What strategies do you use when it comes up to these economic crises? What things are becoming a struggle out there? The interest rates have gone up, 30%, 40%, double? What are they doing? How is that affecting people? How is the work environment going? Things like that. Kapai, thanks, Lydia, for sharing. I don't think you're alone. No, I know you're not alone. I think the system has brought us all to where we are. When they put those interest rates down so low that it actually swung the prices of houses up so we couldn't afford them. And now it's coming back down this way where the interest rates are going up so high that now it could drop those values. So all these people who bought houses when it was up are now perhaps suffering or potentially going to suffer the value coming down below what they owe on the house. Oh, kapai, Lydia. Lydia's just saying she didn't save when times were good. So really where I want to go with this whānau is not to say put it out there, but be my friend. This year, I'm inviting you to be friends with me. And I'm going to try and be a better friend. In general, I'm not a good friend. Probably the other reason people put at me. In general, I tend to take care of what future I see is coming as a person. And if I tend to look out for 3 to 5 years away, and I take care of me and my babies 3 to 5 years out. And so I'm generally always prepared. And but that means that I'm not always great daughter, granddaughter, cousin, because I'm in my own bizzo. I'm doing my own thing. So in an attempt to try and share more, be my friend means allow me, if you're okay with it, to share more of myself on this platform and include some of the personal things, some of the ideas, some of the things I do. For example, if you've been watching my stories up above, I've been doing a lot of selling. And something I've always wanted to do is have a shop. I don't know why. I just enjoy it. I've always enjoyed makeup and fashion. And I'm at a stage now where I've done enough to be able to take care of my other things that I'm interested in, not just my business or my job or my money, but my interests. I'll share those with you, because what I also don't do is I generally don't have an interest that doesn't have an income stream coming with it, if that makes sense. So if we're friends and I share here and you engage with me and see the value in what I'm sharing, I could potentially teach you a lot, and I could learn from you too, from everybody. Good exchange. But I'll leave it at that. I have a shop. I sell things. I sell bundles of clothes. I have a kaupapa that's going with it. I'm trying to empty my house and myself of most of my possessions. I have a kaupapa for why I'm doing that. You could follow it in the stories or the podcast, what have you. I have lots of little businesses as well that are just for me because I enjoy it. And I'm thinking, because I'm not taking individual clients or direct clients this year and perhaps next year, they will all be directed to my trainers, my trainees who are coming through, and people who are adding to their business, my method or my system of giving advice, they're adding it to the business. The business will go directly to them. Yeah, and I'll be supporting those people who are franchisees or contractors or in their own organization. I'm supporting them, but I am willing and interested in still connecting out directly to you all to engage in my coaching programs. Coaching is different to giving the answer. Okay, giving the answer is advice, mentorship. Coaching is an exchange of me holding a space for you and allowing you to find your own way to the answer. And it also means a space where I can share a bit more of the insights. And here comes one of my sons. Share a bit more and insights directly with each other. Okay. And so one of those things, oh, Kiwa, kia ora, thank you for sharing that, Kiwa. Kiwa's just said, well, not so much the part, I appreciate the mihi, but I take care of everyone else and forget about me and mine. And you know what? It is very common and it's a skill that I've had to acquire and it didn't come lightly. So promise you it is a skill or it is a method or a way of being that you can learn a little bit of. Coaching. So are there any of you who would like to, let's give you the real short part. When I started Indigenuity 7 years ago, 2016, it was not a good time for me. I recently gone through very, breakups and everything. I was very poor, but I did have knowledge and skills for me and my babies. And within 6 months, I bought us our first property after divorce and all that stuff, our first property with zero deposit. Just started a business, so I didn't have employment as such. It wasn't perfect, but it was a roof over our head, right through to having paid off a couple of mortgages in the 7 years time, 7 years space, living in our Wellington house. We've got a couple on the go, like I've got a portfolio, yeah? So I've got some nous when it comes to business, but I'm not the best. But I can share with you how I've been able to be authentically myself, which is a mum. Most of the time I've been a stay-at-home mum and grown my business and increased my income, cash flow across the board, and a number of them. And I think it's my approach that makes that possible. I have an approach, I have a style, and I have an attitude about how I give and fill my cup for me and my babies. And then it spreads from there and all the goodness that comes. So many people have benefited from the homes that I've been able to acquire for them and the little businesses that I do. So going from here, one of the only ways to be able to engage with me this year is when I'm able to have fun as well. Being very busy and not taking any direct clients this year because they're going to be redirected through to the people I'm training, to make space for me to carry on with my studies and building the business, carry on running the company and stuff. For me to have, if you want to place with me in coaching or coming along to any of the webinars, I do still have the opportunity available. Are you interested? Let me see in the comments if you are interested, and I'll tell you why while you're doing that. Number one, I have a scholarship and a stipend and some funds to be able to develop the coaching program or the program for whānau to measure, is homeownership really rongoa for my masters? And I'm willing to have that opportunity open for up to 20 families this year to be personally coached by me. Not necessarily one-to-one, it's a lot, but in a nice tight-knit program of 20 whānau, allowing, and this is a scholarship that I'm providing to those whānau, okay? So it's a big one for me, but I'm going to make that, working with them, my project. If you know anybody, if you're interested yourself, give us a comment, a little flick on the emojis, whatever you want to do. Okay. That I've got a couple of weeks before I can really push out and take your applications for that. But I've also got a commitment to anybody who supports my 2 small little businesses or my sales that I have with my fashion. All of those people are going to be invited along to my private webinars. For example, the next webinar I have coming up, I think in the next few days, is to expand on my latest podcast. I put out a podcast about, would you like instead to just have $0 as always your bottom, is your zero? Like, I'm broke, I've got no money, it's zero. Which would you prefer? 0 or minus all the time, that being your life all the time, your mantra? Or would you like to learn how you can reprogram and adjust your thermostat so that it's five figures, meaning 10,000 and above, where you always have your, I remember watching someone, a friend years ago when I was at university, and I always ran my car down to the empty and then below to the orange light. And I had this friend who considered halfway, the half tank, empty. So at empty, she always filled it up. Halfway, she always filled it up. So think of that as being would you like that to be a goal one day? Or even if it's just $500, when you get to $500, that's when you're like, sorry, no, I can't do this. Haven't got any money. But it means that when you have emergencies, boom, real emergencies, you can tap into it, and your kids are not suffering anymore, and you can take your time off that extra job and do without the money because you just have a buffer. If you're ever interested in that, that's reprogramming your thermostat so that 5 figures in your bank account, or less, but aspirational, is your new zero. That's my next webinar, and I'm expanding on that. So the people who are being invited, I had 10 bundles for sale up in my stories and on my main page. All my pre-loved and reloved clothes. I had 3 bundles for $220. I have 2 of those left, packed with all goodness. And I had 7 bundles of $40 plus $8 shipping. Okay, and I have 3 of those left. So what's that? 3, 5. So the 5 or 6 people so far who have purchased one of those will all be invited to my private little webinar that I'll explain exactly the methodology of how I behave and act in order to make 5 figures the new zero. Yeah. It takes time, and it doesn't always stay at 5 figures. For example, just before my son was born, we had that level, and what it allowed me to do is buy cash a block of land for my son to celebrate his birth, so that's part of his inheritance. So of course it goes right down from there and a little bit further. But then there's a system and a way of behaving and thinking where it goes back up again, and that's become a normal part of life. Yeah, it's also one of the parts that pisses some people off around me, which agitates people, like, how can you love money like that? And I don't love money. I don't. This is a system. This is a way of behaving. It's my normal. So if you would like that and to be a part of that, this isn't one of those really annoying, like, make 600,000 a month bullshit. No, this is just me trying to expand my consciousness and share out there. So one of the ways to get engaged with me now is to shop and be one of my customers. The people who buy the bundles, the 220, of course, you're going to get a one-to-one. If you want any coaching, we can have a cordial directly to each other, okay? And the $40 bundles, you come along to the group or to the webinars. So that's one way. I'll just make sure I check all these questions. Kia ora, Pip. Nice to see you. Kia ora, Leanne. Kiwa. Lydia, everybody. Thanks for joining and commenting. So the other way is, obviously, I have a makeup business, a very small little makeup business, because makeup's something that gives me life. Not the makeup, but the self-care, the fashion, the beauty, something that I'm really interested in. I just enjoy it. And when you're in this kind of work or in these economic times, taking care of yourself with your interests and your hobbies is really, really important. And so that's what I'm doing a lot of the time now. And so one of the other ways, which is absolutely free at the moment, just until the 31st, just until midnight tomorrow night, is you can sign up to be a member of one of my little businesses, please. And it's really just because it's fun and I love to do it every day. And you don't even have to buy from it. No, but I do need your support so that if others want to buy, you know who they can buy from, the makeup lady. Yeah, sounds like fun. And once again, those people who become part of my little coaching invite group. Keeping it fun this year, okay? Keeping it so that I'm still engaging with y'all, but I'm not doing it. I'm doing it like on my terms, which is easier for me to manage right now, moving forward. And I'm hoping to be able to develop a couple of wahine or tane. Hey, but I'm just assuming that mostly wahine will probably want to engage with me in developing your own business. And not just the business like what I'm doing for makeup, but taking some of the skills that I can teach you and how I start up lots of little businesses often. And taking those skills, mindset and everything and putting them into you, helping you push and keep going and growing. What do you think, hey? Kapai? So it's real and easy. I do need a few people tonight so that I can increase my little audience of people. Now, there are some freebies. That's the reason why I'm sharing it. Otherwise, quite frankly, I'd be fine to just keep it all to myself. But we do have an opportunity that normally costs about $85 to join or $17 to join just as a personal shopper within my sort of beauty business. And that's free just until tomorrow night. Now I have the links. I'll pop the link up here. And it is, I'm going to pop it in the front. That little comment thing shows. Can you see it there, everybody? So if you go to linkpop.com/Inez, I put two little boxes right at the top of the menu. One is, yes, please, I would like to, zero fee, so there's no $85 fee. I would like to hear more or sign up in my team. Okay, and click on that. It's $0. There is no, I'm not even saying go and shop or anything, but at least I know you're supporting me. And if I think you're supporting me, then I will show you some attention. And I want to bring more people into my coaching program, which I'm doing privately through my YouTube and my podcast and limited one-to-ones or small group coaching. Yeah, so that's the one at the top if you're willing to do that. Is it up, Lydia? Which one are you going to click? And then the second box on that link is just if you want to be a customer. If you're like, nope, my cup is full and I don't want to do any coaching. I don't want to do anything, but I wouldn't mind a lipstick every now and then or makeup or whatever. Let me just see. Hang on. Let me just top up because my lips are... Okay. So that's the second link. And please, they don't cost anything just until tomorrow night. After that, for the rest of the year, it's $85 to join, or it is $17 to become a preferred customer. And you get lots of consistent discounts. So if you think at any time you might be keen on purchasing some of the products that I sell, and you're like, not right now, sister. I don't want you to hassle me with this stuff right now. Cool. But just sign up on either one or two, do nothing else, spend no more money, and I won't even hound you, but at least you're on my radar and I just know that you're interested in me. Nah, jokes. Yeah, because I really have to hone down into spending my time with people where there's reciprocity now, just for this year. Everyone else can learn via podcasts, YouTube, and passive observation, just seeing what they do. But yeah, all the customers who have purchased so far, whether it's the clothes, the kākahu, or purchase something from my House of Noah shop online, ka pai, I want to spend time on you. So if you've just joined, my next webinar is for any customer who's purchased anything from me just recently, and anybody else from last year in my little small group of clients. And I'm going to be expanding on how to reset your thermostat from $0 as your bottom in your bank account. Reset it so that you get used to having 5 figures as your new zero, or even $500 being your new zero, that you never get back down to zero or minus, breaking some of those, cycles. So I'm doing that webinar. Now, what I'm asking, there are multiple ways to connect to me. And one of the ways is I have on the link, shopping link up in the stories. If there is any of the kākahu or clothes that you're ever interested in, ongoing throughout the year, I'll be offloading things and selling bundles. Anybody who engages in those becomes is offered an opportunity for coaching and to come into extra little webinars. And tonight on the link here, linkpop.com/Trainees, I have 2 links. You can choose one or the other. One is to just join my little team in my business for my little makeup business. No pressure. I'm not one of those ones, I cannot be bothered with that. This is fun, but it also is just a way for us to engage. You might be interested in making it a business for yourself, but I'm a distributor for a makeup brand and I love it. And that is a separate business, but I'm going to sort of just share the journey and stuff as well. Or you can just click on the second box. The second box is if you just want to get onto my little customer list. It's normally $17 for a year. And it gives you discounts and free shipping at certain points, eligible purchases. And yeah, just think of me when it comes to the beauty and the makeup. So even if you don't want to tonight, anytime throughout the year you think you might want to engage in me, tonight is the night to be able to get on that list and do it for free. So, and it only lasts until tomorrow night. So I'm just going to stay here and see if there are any questions, and take a pause. And yeah, I know it doesn't seem related. A lot of people are like, that's all random now. Honestly, you've got to have fun, and I've got to have fun, and I've got to introduce what I enjoy doing into this whole system of, indigenuity. And so one of those things is you have multiple, everybody talks about these stupid ads you're seeing at the moment. You have multiple income streams. Well, it's true, but people should just tell you how to do it. You don't have to pay to find out how to do that. And one of them is just turning all of your interests and hobbies, whether you can cook or you can clean or you can babysit, and creating those into consistent little income streams. My interest is I do quite a few, some toi Māori with my husband, and also makeup and things like that. So wrapping this up, I'd love to coach and include you in my little friendship circle, my tight-knit circle of people who potentially want to be coachees this year, who potentially want to apply for my scholarships for whānau that I'm going to be launching for a whole year project of coaching program. And instead of having a fee for this, you can just click on a couple of links that I'm showing you there and there. And I'll reach out, see where you want to go with things. Do you want to Are you interested in your business, small business development? Are you interested in money? Are you interested in resetting your thermostat? Are you literally interested in makeup? Are you interested in e-commerce? And we'll get going. Yeah. So, oh, Kiwa, thank you. I just seen your just seen your comment, Kiwa. I don't know if you're still here with me. Kia ora, you're a sole parent of 3 tamariki. I've been there as well, and kia ora to you. Kiwa, would you want to click on one of those? Maybe the top one might suit you. I'm spending a bit of time directly with people, not a lot, but a couple of hours every now and then, or group work directly with the people who want to join on the top option, okay? And then those ones I'll work together with directly, sharing the skills of coaching. Coaching can be used for whatever you want to achieve, but I'll be using my little makeup business as an example. Okay. So thanks, Whānau, for listening. I'm not sure I'll save this one. This is a long one. I think I'll just come back tomorrow night and do another kōrero. Oh, cool, te ngaro. Thank you. Thank you for your support and your mihi and your comment. I would really love it if you could click one of those links, the link, and then sign up for one of those 2 options if you want. All the people who do that are going to be on my little list, and I want to send like a secret webinars, create a little club this year. But yeah, click the link if you can, everybody. linkpop.com/Inez, and just, it's free. It normally is up until the 31st of January, and then after that it's back to $85 or $17 to be able to join for one of those 2. But might seem random, but I've decided that rather than having fees where I say, hey, everybody, it's $250 an hour to hire me for an hour to give you advice and all that thing, I've decided to try and do something different and fun. And it's going to be like, rather than charging a fee, say, well, if you're shopping with me, or if you're supporting my shop, my store, and my other businesses, then I'll spend time on you, rather than having expensive fees and all that kind of thing and getting too busy, which is what happened last year. Oh, kia ora, Pep. So the second link, let me just get that up. The second link is, yes, I want to sign up with Inez for the small business opportunity. Oh, sorry, I got them around the wrong way. So the top one is you just want to be on my list so that if you want to buy makeup, if you're interested in makeup, skincare and everything, anytime throughout the year, you'll get the emails directly. Cool. You don't have to buy. But the second one is also free, Pep. That's free to join, but that is where I'm not sure if you've seen a reel that I just did or any of the things in my videos, but I actually am a distributor for a USA makeup company. So I can buy their stuff at wholesale and sell it at retail. And I have a whole lot of products. All of my things in here, I sell, where is it? I have these beautiful collections of makeup, everything. And I'm stocking up for my retail store that I'm opening in Rotorua later this year. Okay. So I sell makeup, but I also wear it and sell it to people when they ask about it. I don't do the hard sells. I don't do that kind of thing. Now, the second link to answer your question is if you want to be able to do the chance to do the same as me. So it means you automatically get 20% off automatically. I get 50% off anything I purchase just because I have buy at such level. But yeah, you automatically get it at discount. You get a pack. Let me see if I can see. You get this for free. There is a condition. You do have to purchase at least one thing. Where is it? At least one thing anytime within, I think it's 6 months or something like that. Oh, anyway, I can send it to you. You get a 3-pack of lipsticks that are worth about $120. You get some free makeup. And it just means that you can either buy for yourself or buy and be able to sell to other people at a profit. That's it, basically. I started out a few years ago just buying for myself. And I just want, because I am a makeup buyer. So in general, I would buy makeup from MAC and stuff. So I switched over a while ago and I was like, well, if I'm going to buy this kind of prices, then I need to be buying for myself. So that's one of the first lessons, one of the financial lessons, everybody, is when things get tough around these recessions and economic times, start buying from yourself, whether that's meat, vegetables, co-ops, things like that. Become a stockist or a distributor for products, something that you love and use all the time, and then buy from yourself. It helps you to be able to still maintain your hobbies and your interests, as well as be able to support selling to other people. So you don't have to be all in it for the profit, but it makes what you like doing cheaper, what you always buy cheaper, and it also gives you the opportunity for small profits if you want. For example, like me, I'm going to sell in a shop. It doesn't have to be in a shop. I have lots of people buying just one-to-one. So that's what that one is, Pip. So sorry to go on. But with that opportunity, the second link, if you do want to be a distributor with me in a small team, I'm willing to do coaching, not just on the makeup side of things, okay, like more about growing a business and stuff. And also won't be too busy. Every now and then we'll have those like catch-ups. Then the perk is you're able to buy for yourself, and then the perk is you're able to sell to other people, so you're able to get the stock somebody wants to buy. I'll be doing demos of the makeup in my House of Noir shopping group that I have and stuff. I've got a website too. Let me just pop the website in if you want to look at it directly. Oh, synergence.com/Inez. Okay, everybody. So I'm just popping in the. You are amazing. Whoever just did that. Thank you. Somebody just bought one of my Kakahu bundles, and I'm going to make them automatically send them my secret webinars and events and stuff like that. That's what that person's going to get coming up throughout the year. Our secret hangouts and everything. Online stuff. Okay. So everybody, if you just want to have a look at what the heck I'm talking about, here's the website that everything is sold on directly. The whole everything. Lydia has said, you wouldn't believe how many foundations I have bought in this last year. It looked like my color until I got home and opened it. Hard out. And actually, Lydia, that's where you've come to something that is the reason I got into makeup, which was I had some trauma in the, at high school years, and I never looked nice. And there was never a ball or a photo or anything like that where my makeup was good. And professional makeup artists back in the 90s still didn't know how to do, our faces, our features, and our skin color. It was always shit, and I always felt stink. So I took that in my own hands a few years ago and decided to figure this out for myself, get good at it, try and get good at it for me, to make me happy. So that's where it came from. So yeah, you can check out if you want to see what it is. Now, I just want to reiterate, this is not about you having to buy makeup or having to sell makeup. This is simply, this is what I want to do. This is what I enjoy doing, and in my personal life. But this year, I'm sharing more of myself on my Indigenuity page, kind of to give the insights, like how does that lady, because one of the true things is to make it through recessions and economic things, you have to have a few things going on, job, business, investments, side business, all those things. And I want to share all of those here. See if there's anything anybody wants to learn or understand, and at the same time have some fun. So give it a go, everybody. That's the site if you want to look at what I'm talking about. If you have no interest in it, no problem, but you can still sign up on this link here. Okay, either option 1 or option 2, you'll come through as one of, and you just let me know if I don't respond to something. Just say, yes, I've signed up, and I'll flick you over to my shopping group, and I'll make sure you're on my list for all my webinars and stuff. And let me know if you want some business coaching and things, what topics you want: business coaching, home ownership, money coaching, things like that. Yeah, I haven't got everything sorted, but I've got a few clues, and I really want to share them this year. Thank you, Tingaro. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So I hope we get I've got a couple of orders now, and I really appreciate that for supporting and tautoko of my interests and things that I've got going on. And just to end it all, before I go, this year I'm actually on a financial boot camp that I'm putting out on my YouTube and podcast. And my financial boot camp is where whatever I would teach or ask a client to do to improve their financial position, myself and my family are doing it for real, so that I can demonstrate really, my poor family, that I live and breathe what I preach. One of those things is that 100%, well, not 100%, all of my salary, all of our salary, as in pay, all of our income is not to be spent, except for on the mortgage rates and insurances. And that is a really daunting thing. But for that, you come out at the end of the year with at least 5 figures, not so much savings, but like in your account. Easy. But it's hard. I'm personally used to it. Now, remember early on in the night, I said I'm a hard person to live with because people were like, you can't possibly live like that. And I'm like, yeah, I can do it regularly. So 100% of our income is gone, not being spent, just going onto the automatic payments. All right. So how do we live? How do we get food? How do we get transport? How do you get petrol? How do you do the extras? The short answer to my system on my financial boot camp is you have to create those incomes. Yeah. If you have more stuff in your house, but you're having money problems, the short answer is you have to sell it. Yeah. The number of people I know who are struggling and they tend to give up their home, their rental property, before they get rid of their stuff, I can't help. No home ownership coach can help you if that is where your priorities lie. Yeah. Because you'll hold your stuff and forego your whenua, or forego your home, or forego your tino rangatiratanga. And then you go into like the struggles people will put up with in order to hold on to all their stuff. Yeah. Sorry, we can help you through coaching. But until you've done that process of realizing that your stuff doesn't nurture you or serve you, financial freedom is quite difficult. So financial boot camp this year, sell your stuff. Offload. Do everything you can to hold on to your whenua, your house, your whare, whatever it is. Yeah. So sell my stuff. It's part of my boot camp. If I'm going to teach it to everybody, then I'm going to practice it. And then create other income streams. As humble as they are important. So if that's cleaning, clean on the weekends or what have you. If it's mowing lawns, mow lawns. For me, it's Airbnb. I will Airbnb parts of our property, the sleep out or how, what have you, or the house while we went away to the Cook Islands. I've Airbnb'd out the house to help support the holiday. Start up a contract or another small business. Do something. And that money, so the salary, my income, wages and everything goes towards the basics, right? The things you have to have, the mortgage, or if you have rent, rates, insurance. So at least we have a whare over our head. But then our holidays, our transport, our kai, our other things, for my bootcamp, I have to either sell stuff, or I have to do some business, or I have to find another income to be able to do that. Or else I'm going to 1, starve, 2, go without, 3, be walking, riding my bike everywhere. If it's good enough for me to ask other people to do it because they want to get into home, that's my advice that I want to show you throughout the year, that I'll take that advice to and then report back on what the benefits are, or what the hassles are and the bad things. It's not easy until you get used to it, and then it's normal pressure. The first steps is me doing it, sharing, YouTube, podcast, and my inner circle of people. Yeah. Oh, cool, Lydia. Yeah. So you can watch up on my stories is generally where I'll be sharing any kākahu or any fashion or any positions that I'm selling as a demonstration of the commitment to what a financial bootcamp looks like. But also, it's just having fun. Let's have some fun while we do that, yeah? Because if you didn't know, I try and keep them separate, but I also work in the field of e-commerce. Kia ora, tēnā koe, Patrick. Oh, thank you for your mihi. I hope so. Hope it's helpful or whatever. But yeah, and so I have a few clues and access to resources. I think access to knowledge pathways. E-commerce is where you sell online, and it's available to everybody. It's not just something that's for only people who understand websites and stuff. No. It's anybody who wants to connect themselves to putea, to money, out there, over there, for whatever it is you do. And for me, I happen to use it in our whānau to sell hoko, pre-loved, reloved clothes and fashion. Yeah. So we basically live off that and 100% saver. So we're only into January though. We got the rest of the year to go. So I'm not going to be preaching and making out I'm having fun and I'm like got it all sorted. I'm pretty sure, it's not always easy. Follow the journey. Anyway, join those 2 links. Got a few links on there. Thank you, Kiwa, for the support. There's the podcast, the bootcamp. Excited to follow and connect with you in 2023. Kia ora, Kiwa. Cool. All right, whānau. I see a bunch of people have just joined. I don't think I'll save. Yeah, Patrick, all for having fun in the business. We've got enough things going on in this world for tension and stress, eh? It's like we should be all at that stage now where don't do anything unless you're going to have fun too. If you're going to do it, have fun. And so, for those of you who just joined, for me this year, I am very limited in my ability to be able to do any direct clients because I'm doing a lot of overseas work as well as my master's in Melbourne and going back and forth, as well as babies and everything. But I still want to connect. And I want to do that by sharing interests with you all. And so basically, to be able to do stuff with me or be on my webinar list or events lists, buy something from me, easy, I'll invite you. Buy something. It's better and it feels better than just constantly being like, here's an invoice and I'll charge you, because I haven't got time for that. That's so boring, running business and then the whole tax thing. It's just so much easier to just buy and trade ideas. And I have had a couple of orders already. You beautiful people, I love you. And let me just have a look. I think Tash, thank you, Tash. Cool. All right, gonna sign out. I'm gonna not save this one on my Facebook. I'm going to save this one on my YouTube channel, on my unlisted YouTube. Like, I'll pop it into my community, okay? But this stuff, because I've gone into a lot of detail, I feel a little bit vulnerable and exposed. I don't like to leave this sort of thing on Facebook. So I'm going to give you all a minute or two before I finish. See that link there. If you click on it, I've popped it in the comments as well. If you go to that, you can subscribe to my podcast, whichever one you prefer, a podcast on Spotify or YouTube channel. In the YouTube channel, there's a community section, and that's where I pop the link to my unlisted YouTube videos, like this one. I'll pop it in there, and you can play it back. Not that you want to, it's about an hour. And I'll take it off Facebook. Kapwai. But if any of you are wanting to commit to being like, cool, I want to be in there for free and get straight in on Inez's like little coaching group, which is not going to be onerous, not heaps of work or anything. I'll just send you links and stuff that I don't send to anybody else, or groups and webinars. Then please click on this link here. And the first two buttons, make a choice. You can either be one of my makeup customers, don't buy anything, but just sign up and you always get 10% off, or go to the second link and come on and be like part of my team, and we can talk makeup and stuff like that. And still don't have to buy anything. But there are some freebies. There's about $200 worth of freebies for signing up for January, and you get them just by making a purchase of one thing. And then after that, never buy again if you don't want. I don't mind. Okay. Fun, y'all. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Poor Mari.